From a very young age, I was set down a very dark and bad path, whether that be from my circumstances or, social pressures, single mother household, whatever the case be. Not much point in dwelling on it. The point is, it led me to a very bad place as a young man, a place which is void of anything at all that is happy. I'd say I spent probably over 10 years in this place. I wouldn't be able to tell you what age it sort of began for me because I was like in such a disassociative state that it's all just a complete blur to me back then. But I was in this place for a very long time. And it's very dark and it was a very cold place and I didn't like it at all. I didn't know how to escape. I didn't allow my brain to even think of ways to escape because I would spend a lot of time doing things which would make me forget that I'm in that place. Being in that place did not allow me to develop into the man which I want to be. So I ended up as this very misguided, incredibly mentally ill young man who had no purpose in his life. And a young man with no purpose in his life has no reason to live. With that being said, I'm Sam Harborne, so I dragged myself out of the depths of hell, which were those trenches, by the tips of my fingers, and I did it with the help of my mentor and best friend, Hamza. Who is Sam Harborne? Now that I've found myself out of those trenches, I truly had to develop myself from close to zero, because when I tell you throughout the years in those trenches that I had developed close to zero skills, personality, life experiences outside of suffering, then I would be telling the truth. What is absolutely undeniable though is the fact that I had heart and I had the will to win buried deep inside of my brain. I was also funny because I had to be funny, right? That was the only thing I had. But I had a very big heart, that's for sure. There's a lot of power that comes from suffering. I learned a great deed about what it's like being in those trenches, and I have an unbreakable will now to never return. There's a lot of power in that. There is a lot of power in the will to not want to slip back into the bad habits which brought you to your knees. I'd like to think that because of my time spent in those trenches, I have an above average level of emotional intelligence and, once again, the drive to just not return back to those poor habits. I have a drive to be an extraordinary person. I don't want to be a normal person, because a normal person nowadays, I look around me and it's not a healthy lifestyle. It's not. I don't want that. So now I'm at this stage in my life where I'm wondering, who is it that I want to be? Who is Sam Harborne? Because up to now, I've been this very just socially awkward, weird, like, the guy's just struggling a little bit, He's trying his best though. He's doing some good things, good for him. But ultimately, I'm still just the same, like, weirdo, And I think that has a lot to do with my environment. I'm in the same city which everything in my life has happened to me, and I don't think that's good. I think I need to leave, because to have a fresh start in life and to have a new identity, I need a new environment. I need new people. Not that I see that many people anyway. The only time I really go out is when I go to the gym. Sometimes I'll have a night out in the city center, but like, it's not necessarily about the people. It's about my perception. I am in the same room which I spent 16 hours a day playing my Xbox 360 in currently. This is the exact room. That corner right there is where my Xbox was set up. It can't be good for my mental to be in the same environment that I suffered so greatly in. And there has been an immense level of shit in this house, which is quite hard to move past. It's impossible to move past mentally. It's not possible. So I need to leave this house and I need to leave this city as well. Up to now, I was struggling with just everything. Like, I was still trying to find my footing. I was still trying to understand the world, because the world felt so alien to me, man. Like, I had stayed in the house completely sheltered away from everything, society, people, how things work for so long, that when I finally did take away what was keeping me comfortable, and I had to just suffer immensely because I had realized how fucked my life had become. And I suffered like that for so long before I started to actually reap some benefits of what I was doing. When that happened, everything was alien to me. Nothing made sense. You know, I'd get invited out with my friends and I would go, and there were like things which I would do, like little etiquette things, not like weird. I'm not like going outside and like charging at people like bulls or anything like that, you know, like the weird kid at school who does that. I wasn't doing anything like that, but there's just like a lot of small things which just, you know, it didn't really click with me. It didn't make sense, and it was like palpable, and my friends would be like, oh yeah, Sam, like this is how this works, by the way. Like just small things like that, and I'm grateful that they, you know, taught me these just small etiquette things and how the world works, because I was a very miscalculated person. So once again, who is Sam Harborne? Who do I want to be? This has been a question that I asked myself over the last few days, and I've actually wrote down the man which I want to be, and I've been visualizing him. I've begun acting like him. You know, whenever I have a decision to make, would Sam Harborne do that? Would he not do that? Would Sam Harborne give up on this set at the gym, etc.? And so now I have this sort of alternate character in my brain, which I am slowly becoming more like. I'll show you what I've made now. I actually made somewhat of a fort board. It's not really a fort board. I'll show you. Okay, so this is it. Sam Harborne. This is me. So I basically just wrote down things, put some pictures here just to help me like visualize like who I want to be. Sam Harborne. I wear suits casually. I feel powerful. So yesterday I was meant to go for a meal with my mom, but she got all pissy with me. So I decided to just go alone, and actually went out dressed in my suit to this meal for like the first time really ever. I've went out sort of casually in my suit. I didn't wear a tie. That'd be like very formal, but I felt really good. I got in my Uber. My Uber immediately addressed me as if I was a man, like as if I was a G. He said, oh, you're looking good. I was like, thank you. Nice conversation. I just felt a lot more in myself. I feel like a much stronger, better man when I'm in my suit. So I was just thinking, like, why do I wear this like streetwear bullshit when I can feel my absolute best when I am wearing my suit? So I now want to be the man who walks around casually wearing my suit. That's who I want to be. I have excellent social skills. I don't actively choose to speak to people who do not interest me. But when I do choose to speak to someone, I am smooth talking, confident, sure of myself, and a gentleman. So these are all things which I have always struggled with. Sam Harborne does not struggle with these things. I am a man on my mission. I always have an objective on my mind, whether that objective be to make calculated business and social decisions, to build my physique, or to spend quality present time with my loved ones. I walk like a man who is winning. I am a winner. My confidence stroke can't help but make people respect me and wonder what I can teach them about my success. My style and hygiene are always on point. I wear strong aftershave and a Rolex watch. I am a masculine, attractive man, and I dress and act like a man. I like rollies. I have an abundance of wealth, high quality friends, and options. I am confident in my decision making. I have no hesitation to try new things and to take risks. I am independent from external pressures and anxiety. Beautiful feminine women find me attractive, and I have an abundance of options. I do not waste my time doing meandering, time wasting activities such as scrolling Instagram aimlessly or watching stupid YouTube videos. I have a schedule, and I stick to my schedule with unparalleled discipline. It is optimized for my perfect day. I enjoy living this day every day. So that's Sam Harborne, or that's some of him. I'm still developing him as we speak. He is the man which I want to be. He is the man which I am developing myself into becoming. I am becoming Sam Harborne as we speak. Every single day, I am going to read through that at the start of my day, and I'm going to start making decisions based on if Sam Harborne would do that. That's my plan. It will take some time. It will take time for me to develop into him. There's some parts of it already there, don't get me wrong, but I'm not even remotely close to my ceiling. Not even remotely close, man. I think a massive part of this is absolutely my environment. I need to get the fuck out of this environment, and I need my own space. space. I need my own space, and I need it in a brand new place. I know nobody there, and I want a fresh start so I can reinvent myself. That's very, very important to me. That's Sam Harborne, guys. That is who I am becoming. Through my hard work and labor, and through my time in the trenches, I have learned that anything is possible, and that is my goal, and I will achieve my goal. You guys let me know in the comments who you want to be. I would suggest doing a similar practice to this, just putting together some sort of dream masculine version of yourself, and then start asking yourself, would this guy do this? To quickly go over my video about my sober rave experience, I'm now going to ask myself, it's very simple, right? Because I made that video, I was very confused, like, oh, but it's fun, and like, it's not that bad, right, guys? Like, oh, but it is kind of bad, and there's a lot of mental fatigue with that decision, right? It's as simple as this now. Would Sam Harborne go to drum and bass raves? No, he wouldn't. Simple as that. I'm not going. That's the power of Sam Harborne. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please hit the like button. Share this video with a friend who needs to become more of a G. He needs to make a more G version of himself and start developing himself towards that. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care, guys. The brofist. Sam Harborne brofists.